Welcome to the Line Life podcast. I'm Jeff Postlethwaite of T&D World, and today we're bringing you more stories of the grit, courage, and inspirational teamwork that it takes to be a line worker.
Thank you for tuning in to the T&D World Line Life podcast, produced by Endeavor Business Media, a division of Endeavor B2B. My name is Amy Fishbach, and I'm the head of content for T&D World and also the host of the Line Life podcast. Before I dive into today's episode, I invite you to become part of our Line Life podcast community by searching for the Line Life podcast in your favorite podcasting app or going to linelife.podbean.com and clicking follow in the top right. We air interview-style episodes on the first and third Fridays of each month, and also audio stories in our In Case You Missed It series featuring articles that appeared in our print magazine on the second and fourth Fridays of each month. If you have a comment on this episode or a suggestion for a future guest, please reach out to me. You can email me at afishbach@endeavorb2b.com or reach out to me on LinkedIn or Instagram at Linemen World. I'd love to hear from you. Now let's move on to today's episode. Thanks again for joining us for the Line Life podcast. In this episode, I'm going to continue the Student Spotlight series by focusing on a student that I met at the 2025 International Linemen's Expo in October 2025. His name is Shawn Becker, and when I first met him, he was a first-year student at Ozarks Technical Community College in a beautiful part of the country in Lebanon, Missouri, near Springfield. He's also a family man and is married with a 3-year-old son. And he's also a member of the Army National Guard. He was recently deployed for 9 months to the Middle East. Both of his parents served in the U.S. Army, and his dad earned a Purple Heart. Shawn will talk about his training program at Ozarks Technical Community College, his time in the military, and also all the adventures that he had during the International Linemen's Rodeo Week. And before we listen in on my interview with Shawn, I want to give a shout out to all the students out there who may be listening to this Line Life podcast. If you're going to be at the 2026 International Linemen's Rodeo in Kansas City, make sure you stop by the T&D World booth, and I'd love to interview you. If you're not planning to attend, please reach out to me at afishbach@endeavorb2b.com, and we can schedule a remote interview so I can feature you on a future episode of the Line Life podcast. I love putting students in the spotlight. Now let's move on to my interview with Shawn. Shawn, thank you so much for joining us today for the Line Life podcast.
Yes, thank you. Howdy.
To begin, can you talk about what inspired you to work in the line trade?
So I moved from Branson, armed security, hadn't quite decided what my career was. I've got a wife and a 3-year-old right now. We inherited some land and we've been praying to move closer to family. We settled down there and I just kept driving past the sign at the OTC campus saying, "Your career climbs high." And it'd been in our conversations with my wife that I haven't found a career and I haven't really decided where I wanted to go. Well, I had climbing gear. I climbed trees and I pruned trees recreationally. So it just seemed to work out. It seemed to be a good path to go. So we were more just going for it, seeing how it went. Well, I tell people the Lord kind of laid everything out for us because shortly after having that conversation and deciding maybe we wanted to try out the technical world, get a technical career, lineman being that choice, we went to our utility to pay our bill as we got settled at the new location. And just out of nowhere, they introduced me to the manager at that cooperative, and he took me back, showed me all the trucks, answered all my questions, just really motivated me, gave me that you'll find if you go to anything lineman, that brotherhood, that community. And I've especially loved being out here, seeing everyone's families, being a family man. Again, I've been adopted by people out here that are just looking out for me and trying to motivate me to take the right steps. It's just such an awesome community, but everything was laid out for me back at home. That happened, and then I filled out the form, and they called me back immediately and said, "You've been accepted." And it was just, I can't say it was me alone, definitely the Lord, but it was seeking a career. I saw a sign on the side of the interstate And I just started walking that direction. As I met the community, they really drew me in, you know?
That's really cool. So talk about what you're learning right now at the community college.
So I am a first year, so I'm only doing my first semester right now of a 2-year program at OTC. Right now, in our first semester, lineman students are getting their Class A unrestricted CDL, so they need to be able to drive manual and complete that. That's part of the first semester. That's really the prerequisite for anything else. So until you get that, you can't continue with OTC's program. And you'll talk to anyone else, they strongly encourage that you have your CDL before you can even start as a lineman nowadays. Other than that, on the other 2 days we go to class, we're climbing poles every day. I like to share with people, about 3 weeks ago, we had a really strong rain storm, and unless it's lightning, we can still go out. So it was the first time it felt real, you know? We were climbing the poles. It was pouring rain. Everyone was originally weary, but we just all banded together and we just really got into it as a bunch of youth trying to figure out where we want to end up in life. That maybe locked it in for a lot of us, just feeling real. Because storm chasers as linemen, you know, you're going to be in some of the worst of the weathers, you know? So
are you looking forward to working storms?
I wouldn't say I'm directly seeking. I'm not going to be like a storm chaser, definitely family man, but I understand that's part of the thing, and I am very motivated to put any opportunities, any experiences, and everything under my belt. I just love gaining the experience. So I'm not like I'd say daredevil. I want to get on every tornado call, every storm call, but I'm very motivated and excited for when the experience comes, you know?
That's really cool. And what do you see in your future for the line trade? Do you want to work in transmission, distribution? Have you thought about where you want to end up?
Man, I'd say that's a big question. Prior to coming to the rodeo today, I would say my original plans was to get in with a cooperative. I've already been in good communications with the cooperative in my county and everything. But I've learned so much being here. I've talked with the union. I've talked with pre-apprentice, like JATC. They are an apprentice program, so they specifically are making linemen into journeymen. Learned a little bit about that. There's just so many opportunities out there. I'd say it's a hard question. I think right now, being a family man, I think I'm still on the side of it'd be a blessing if my cooperative picked me up and provided for my family. I'd be home every night. But I have had conversations with my wife about either before or after. And if I get picked up by a cooperative, it'll be after I finish my apprenticeship. I'd like to get experience traveling no matter what. So I'd like to get that experience at some point. But I think right now, if I end up with a cooperative, that'd be a blessing. See my family every night.
That would be really important. So let's give a shout out to your wife and your child.
Mary and Adam. Adam just turned 3.
That's a great age.
So,
all right. So what's he into now?
We had a Bucky's birthday party for him. That was pretty fun. He loves working man stuff. That's what he says. He says, Dad's going to be a working man, even though he's going to school or whatnot. He likes that kind of stuff. He gets a little bit of both mom and me. Mom's more nurturing, hesitant, cautious, while Dad's a little more adventurous and whatnot. I've definitely learned from my wife a lot too. So he's a go-getter. Just like me, he's wanting to jump into any opportunity. He can do something new, you know?
It's really cool. So does he get into your tools at all?
I like to show him my tools when it's safe. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
He has his own little set of tools. I'm slowly building his collection of. I'm gonna try and get him like a little belt or something like that, so he can maybe. I'm definitely not gonna force him to become a lineman, but I'm sure he'll see how much of a blessing it is to the family and how much fun it is, the community that comes around it. Because I know my family's gonna they'd be here this weekend if they weren't busy this weekend. So I'm sure he'll probably fall in love with it. But yeah, build his tool set, you know.
That's really cute. And talk about what this week's been like for you. So have you been able to go to the safety conference?
Yes, I love the safety conference. I think this is being here in the actual expo, walking around, looking at everything. Yes, you get cool free stuff. I've had a secondary objective while I'm here. As a student, I wanted to bring something tangible back to my class. So I've been going around interviewing teams or stands. Like I stopped at the elite lineman stand, had a great conversation with them, interviewed some of them, and they gave lots of wisdom that I'm going to send back to my class. I'll put it together just to motivate and inspire my classmates. The safety conference, as you mentioned earlier, I love that. Learning lots of stuff. That's what I came here for. I'm telling everyone I'm here to be a sponge, you know?
That's great.
Trying to absorb as much as I can. So that it was especially awesome to get that. That was a good start to the weekend, I think.
So what did you learn at the safety conference that you're going to take back?
I shared with my class the EEI stand. They were talking about sticky situations. So
Yes.
STKY is the acronym, and it's stuff that kills you. And then they had all the pictures and stuff, except other than stuff, it's something else.
I don't know if we can say that.
Right. I wouldn't want to anyways. But it was funny because it resonated. My class loved it, sharing that their wisdom. I was able to immediately connect to my class, and they really picked it up. I think that was funny just to learn. I'd never heard of the energy wheel. So incorporating that directly with job briefs, pairing those together and how they shared how intentionality is really what's going to save people, and controls. They talked a lot about controls, but being intentional, knowing those resources, and then including that in the culture of your community. I know I'm a student right now, but I'm already thinking about when I get to my cooperative, and like, I'm going to be looking for what resources, what's the safety culture and everything like that. That resonates a lot with me, is safety. So, and wellness. I'm aspiring to encourage lineman wellness sort of stuff. So
Yeah. What did you think about the mental health presentation?
I thought it was good. Like I said, wellness is a big thing. I'm actually military right now. So one of the things they have is H2F, which is holistic health and fitness. That talks about all the wellness of a soldier, essentially. So hearing that in the lineman trade is very important, because the mental health is huge. If you're not mentally able to work, you're not physically able to work, those sort of things. So just having advocates, like I was saying earlier, just having it incorporated in your culture is probably one of the first steps you have to do. But having resources and ways to advocate and care for your team is huge in my world. So I loved every aspect of it. It was awesome. That's the stuff I was eating up.
Yeah.
Hungry for.
That's really cool. So are you in the reserves then?
Army National Guard.
Army National Guard.
Yes.
Okay. That's really cool. So talk a little bit about that. How did you get interested in that?
7 years ago, before I got out of high school, both my parents are Army. My dad's retired Purple Heart. They said he was, his spinal cord was fractured while being a truck driver. They said he wasn't going to be able to walk, possibly. He had his surgery, and now he's running marathons. Super inspiring.
Oh, that's amazing.
Definitely praise be to God that he can even do that after all that.
Yes.
But initially, hearing stories and stuff like that, it just didn't feel like the life for me. But as everyone does, I had a conversation with a recruiter and we were just kind of bantering a little bit. He's like, what would you want to do if you join the Army, sort of thing? I was like, I like scuba diving. And he's like, yeah, they got a role for that, 12 Delta. And he said, there's none in Missouri, though. I was like, okay. And then he said, what's the second thing? Well, at the time I was involved in church 3 to 4 days a week, sort of thing. So I was like, what kind of religious kind of aspects does the military have? He told me about religious affairs specialist. And here I am now. I work with the chaplains of the state of Missouri. Love it because I directly support soldiers' wellness. And that's what I was advocating earlier, wellness of linemen. It's just kind of in my wheelhouse of caring for each other. I'm definitely like the dad of my class, making sure my classmates are doing what they need to be doing, staying out of trouble, those sort of things. So military, I get to care for others. It's definitely the role I feel like the Lord's put me in this world for, is supporting others and encouraging others. So yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, there's actually a military division at the rodeo.
Yes, I think I talked with them. They pick up military individuals and put them in apprenticeships right after they get out of school, or even if they're not in school, if they have the CDL, they'll put them. Is that the same people you're talking about?
Yeah, so the 249th Engineer Battalion is called Prime Power. They actually have a training program in Missouri. And you can either be in the reserve or active duty. And it's just an amazing program that they have there, where you do have the opportunity to get deployed, though, I think, with that. So
I just got off a deployment.
Did you? Okay,
Yeah.
Where were you at?
All over the Middle East.
Oh, so how was that?
It was a good opportunity. So I'm attached to the engineers. So we are making sure our soldiers have the right logistics, essentially. Everything's set up for them to complete the missions that they're sent out there for, essentially. So we're building stuff, getting experience, getting an opportunity. It was definitely a good opportunity. It was hard being away from family. I'd say that's easily the hardest part of it. But it was very edifying getting the experience out there with your military family, your brothers and sisters.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to say about the International Linemen's Rodeo Week?
Oh, man, this has been an awesome opportunity. The first time I've been out here, I guess I'm speaking as an advocate of other students out there that may be listening to this podcast, I guess. Go after those opportunities. I've gained so much wealth of knowledge, experience. I've met so many people networking. And as a lot of people come out here, you get free stuff. So I've gotten cool tools and too many ball caps that I could ever do anything with. I'm going to hopefully give some of those out to my classmates. So
That's great.
It's a great opportunity to get involved. Everyone's telling you, get involved as much as you can. The perfect opportunity, especially living in Missouri. We're only 3 hours away, so couldn't miss out on the opportunity. Blessed. Definitely wealth of just greatness here,
Well, it's great to have you with us, and I really enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Line Life Podcast, produced by Endeavor Business Media, a division of Endeavor B2B. Be sure to subscribe or follow the Line Life Podcast in your favorite podcasting app so new episodes will be delivered straight to you. For more insights, you can visit our website at tdworld.com/podcasts or linelife.podbean.com. You can also connect with us by following us on Instagram at Lineman World or on Facebook, LinkedIn, or X. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Line Life Podcast.